Okay, here we are at episode 57 of Warehouse and Operations as a Career. I'm Marty, and I of course want to thank you for listening in again this week. I hope we've all had a productive and prosperous one so far, and it wraps up the way we'd like it to and in our favor. We've talked a few times about looking for work, how to build our resumes, and how to handle the phone interview and that all so important face-to-face meeting, many times the determining factor to us getting the position that we applied for. We had a question presented to us last quarter about seeking employment, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit today, maybe reach out to each of you for some thoughts and advice. A gentleman is an experienced slip sheet operator. He's done it for like 6 years, and it sounds like, or I've assumed, his old employer had a layoff or maybe closed the business. Anyway, he's now looking for a job, a slip sheet operator position, and hasn't been able to find one locally. He stated there's a lot of warehouses that are using the equipment, but no openings right now. This is a tough situation. We've worked our way to the position that we really enjoy, and we're good at it. Top rated, if you will, but now we find that job is gone, and now we're out looking for a new job. It's hard to accept, but really, that's the fact. Our old position is no more, and now we have to go back out into the world and find us another one. In his particular situation, there's just no one presently hiring for that position. He said he's filled out 7 applications, and he's had 3 interviews, and no one is calling him back. He's been looking for work about 6 weeks back then. I asked for a copy of his resume and interviewed with him. I left the interview knowing that, he really knew his stuff. He described the attachments operation thoroughly and shared several experiences with me on how he had handled different situations that can come up while performing that task. I knew right off the bat that he was really good at his job, had a great outlook on attendance and working within the rules and policies of just about any facility. What I found was he is interviewing for only the slip sheet operator position. It's so easy for us to stereotype ourselves so strongly that our hiring agent may feel that that's all we can do or really want to do. It's hard to accept that we'll have to perform other tasks, but that old job is gone. We will certainly put in the time with our new employer to prove ourselves and show them that we're the best slip sheet operator in their employ, and that may be exactly what we have to do. Our resume needs to reflect what we've done, what all that we're good at. It should list all the equipment that we can operate and not just the one thing that we want to do. After speaking with him about how many warehouses in the area were using the equipment that he liked and doing a little research on each one, he identified the 3 that would really be the best fit for him. He looked at things like hours of operation or the shifts that they ran and the different pay rates, locations, how far they were from him, and opportunities for advancement, and he narrowed it down to these 3. I think step 1 is we need to look at our resumes. We've had the same job for 6 years, so we're going to have to think back, include all of our experiences, and list everything that we've done, and make sure all of our talents are on there. If we're not sure about the formats that's being used today, we can check online. Many sites can give us templates for the modern ones that's being used today. As we've learned in earlier episodes and from speaking with JG, our go-to recruiter, it's important to list our address and phone numbers that we can be reached at during the day. It seems an email address is also important as well these days, as that may be the first forum used to reach out to us by different agencies and different HR departments. If we're utilizing an online application, be sure to fill in every line. It's probably there because it's important to someone. And if we're, and this is real important too, and if we're asked to upload our resume, we need to make sure that we do it. We'll know someone that can help us if this, something we don't know how to do or don't have a scanner at home. One resource I've heard about are libraries. I'm told they'd be happy to help with things like this. Next, let's make sure we're prepared and can nail those phone interviews when they start coming in. I hate to use the word script, but I guess that's what we're going to be doing or really kind of what we'll need. I feel this is the 5 minutes we have to sell ourselves to the person that's calling us. We have to quickly show them our personality, speak to our experiences, and convince them we know the importance of attendance, following directions, and our desire to work for the company. If we have a strong recruiter, they'll probably ask all the right questions and learn all that, but if our recruiter isn't asking, it's going to be up to us to give them the information they'll need to want to bring us in for that face-to-face interview. It sounds really kind of hard or difficult, but really it's just about being prepared. We can just jot down a few notes, things we want to say, and simply review them before our call. It'll be fresh on our minds, and we'll get all of our points across. With the time we've invested researching our target company and working our resume to really include all of our talents and nailing our phone interviews, I'm certain we are going to have those face-to-face opportunities. Now this is where we really want to shine. There's no reason to be anxious. We have confidence in ourselves. We've just written out all of our strengths, worked around any weaknesses, and probably already shared them with the phone interviewer. This face-to-face should simply be for them to meet us, see our energy, and feel our commitment to the position. We'll need to fill out the orientation packet because, let's face it, we're going to ace that interview. As we start the process that we just spoke to, I think it's important that we accept that our old position is just that, an old position. It's the first one listed on our new resume. But we've researched our targets, so our objective is to get hired on with them and start showing our management the kind of worker that we are. Let them know our talents and what our goal is. But I believe we should get hired on first. We'll get back to what we enjoy, in this case a slip sheet operator, but we'll have to get our foot in the door first. So remember, let's all sell our experience first and then our wants. I can't help but believe in this case that if our hiring agent gets the impression we only want to be a slip sheet operator, they may pass on us, as there's not an open position for that right now. Our experiences in the warehouse will get us a job, and then we'll work towards our career, right? I mentioned our orientation a little bit ago, and I want to talk about its importance for just a minute. We've learned it's so important to really pay attention and understand everything presented to us and ask questions if we don't understand something. We'll be signing papers documenting our dependents, our tax obligations, and maybe some insurance choices. Those things are important, and they can be really confusing, but they're important to us and our families. We'll want to take advantage of any benefits the company may be offering, and of course their employee policies and procedures, so we get started off on the right foot. Talking to different recruiters and hiring agents or HR managers, I've learned just how important the employee orientation is, and that it's a portion of the hiring process we as applicants sometimes don't take serious enough. This whole process is going to be rough for us, but we have to stay positive, keep our good attitude out front of us, and present ourselves in a positive manner. It's change, and change can be hard. In this case, it was really out of our control, but it's up to us to turn it around. Shoot, I really believe everything happens for a reason, and our new endeavors will probably make our work lives better anyway. I hope this helps others in similar situations, and I'd like to add that after a little over 2 months in his new job, this gentleman was asked, based on his experience, if he'd like to be the backup operator for the slip sheet. If you have a story you'd like to share, shoot us an email to host@warehouseandoperationsasacareer.com, and we can talk about it. We'd love to interview you so you can share with our group too. I'd like to thank everyone for listening in again this week, especially our new listeners that checked in with us last week. A quick shout out to our new friends in Brazil, Germany, and the United Kingdom. And a little closer to home, our friends in Wisconsin and New York. Please subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play Music, or any of the podcatchers out there and never miss an episode. Oh, and don't forget about our giveaway in 2 weeks. Send us a topic or subject that you'd like discussed and put shirt in the subject line to be entered into our drawing for a free WAOC t-shirt. We'll announce a winner next Thursday. Until next week, please keep safety in the forefront of our minds, use our equipment properly, and see that others do the same.